book really reminded me of, the movies where everybody sits around an elder and then they take you back in time and go over their life. It's very Hey y'all, it's Gail. Please subscribe, like, comment, and hit that little bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. So as you can see, we're in pajamas, so that means another book review. This book is so special to me on so many different levels. One, it was given to me by a really good friend's mother, and she gave me her signed first edition copy to read. So first of all, it was stressful because every couple of hours I had to make sure that I washed my hands so I wouldn't get no oil or dirt or anything on this book. I did not read it with the jacket cover on it. You see it's signed here, but also in here, and so I definitely appreciate her for letting me read this book, and she watches all my YouTube videos, so how special is that? So thank you for letting me read your very special book. This book really reminded me of, the movies where everybody sits around an elder and then they take you back in time and go over their life. It's very readable. Always with autobiographies and things, like you think it's going to be too historical or have too many facts and things like that. You just I want to feel the person. I want to, know what's inside of the person's head when I read an autobiography, and this one does not disappoint. And it's also so special because Miss Tyson just died, and she just left such a legacy on this world. And just being so young when I was born, and she was already, well into her career, just like reading back on how she got to where she is, where she was just a fascinating read. So 4 things that I really took from this book. So number 1, something that is really special to me about this book is that, as a lot of people know, but some might, that she did not even start her acting career until age 30. And so she was at work one day, and there was somebody that was retiring from work, and they had this big retirement party, and the only thing that the person got was a watch. Like not even a specialized watch, just one from a department store. And so Miss Tyson was like, at that moment, I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. Is that all I get for retiring after putting in all the hard work, all the manpower, all the hours? Like, this isn't it. And that resonated with me because I feel the same way. I feel like I had just an occurrence at work that just made me realize, like, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Like, there's more out there, there's other things that I can explore. And so and at age 32, so it was just like amazing to have that correlation. And her story was written out, so I got to see her taking that leap of faith and what the result got her. And so that kind of brings me to number 2, how important it is to have faith in a higher power. And so her higher power is the same as mine, God. And so when she had that epiphany, she felt like, of course, that was God giving her a little nudge, like it's time to start something different. And so she really looked for God's direction, looked for God's plan to fulfill her destiny. And then in most of the things that she did, like she really wanted a sign. She really waited for a sign. She didn't rush through anything. And she said that her mother said something so profound. I feel like I've said this a lot of times, and people say it now to be catchy, but just to know that somebody said this, back in the 40s and 50s. What is for you will always be for you, and what is not for you will never be for you. And that's something I have to constantly tell myself, and I have to constantly go over and over again, because I feel like it's so important. And so it also gives you gives you peace, and it makes you at ease about things. And so it's like, if you don't get something you thought you really wanted, that you thought you really needed, then there's something greater and something better for you out there. And I think that's just a really important thing to keep me grounded, maybe even to keep you grounded. But then number 3, faith without work doesn't work. So yes, you can have all the faith in the world, but you have to put in the legwork. And so not only did she put in the legwork, of course, on screen, but that's the actualization of what happened before. She would study her scripts. She would study the character. She would go to where the character is from. So of course, she's in New York, but her character might be in Louisiana, it might be in Texas, and so she would actually go there, smell the air, feel the dirt. I mean, just things that you hear about, greats just taking that little extra step. Also with taking care of her body, like, she got to a point where she was just eating fresh fruits and vegetables, drinking plenty of water, getting plenty of sleep. And so she talks about, being the oldest and actually being born really frail and needing medical attention and outlasting the rest of her family members. And so that was just, the intentionality of just keeping up with her body, keeping up with her health, which I feel like is so amazing. And you should start that as early as possible so that you can live to be as old as Miss Tyson. So the third thing that I learned from this book that I really was excited to read about every time it came up was just Miss Tyson's commitment to the Black community, commitment to elevating the community. She used to pick roles that she was intentional about picking her roles. So she never picked a role that perpetuated the stereotypes of Black women, especially, but Black people, Black women especially, that shed us in a terrible light or a singular light. Like if she even, she did a part in the health, which of course was like a common role for people during that time, but she chose this character because she felt like there was a deeper meaning. And back then, and even now, really, some of the roles that Black women, that are left for Black women, are really singular. And so she always chose roles with depth. She always chose roles that saw us in a different light, that put us in a spotlight of humanity, which of course, especially then and even now, a lot of people outside of our race do not understand that, our humanity as human beings. And also, her philanthropy outside of, her work. And she helped found a school in New Jersey, and how committed she was to those students, how much she helped those students, how much she loved and cared for those students. I mean, it was just jaw-dropping and awe-inspiring to just see, even though she had all these things going on, just her commitment to the community. She also says that protesting isn't just about holding up a picket sign and, going out and marching in the streets. Yes, that's an important part, but also, a protest is just loving and nurturing your children, because that's not what is portrayed to us. And I felt like, I felt that deep, and I felt like, that was so important for her to say. And so, her wisdom, I just wish that I could have actually sat at her feet and learned anything, because her wisdom that she displays in this book is just amazing and is beautiful. And then the fourth thing that I really learned from this book is how important it is for us to heal and recognize our generational trauma. And so she talks about in the book how her mother and father, used to fight, used to argue, how her father would cheat on her mother. And then in her romantic partner, she kind of went through the same thing. And so she felt like she needed to heal this person and help this person because she wasn't able to do that as a child for her parents, which is like a crazy, a crazy burden to put on yourself as a child and for a child to have. But I can understand, feeling that way, feeling like you're helpless, feeling like you needed to be there and you couldn't. And so therefore she went on into her romantic relationship and tried to heal and help him. And of course in some ways she did, but in other ways she didn't. And so she kind of went through some of the same things that her mother did, that she saw her mother go through. And so just how important it is for us to just recognize these trends and things like that. And that's another way to help heal our community. Another way to help heal ourselves is just to be better and do better and recognize, what happened, in our families and things that we don't have to necessarily carry into the future. And to dealings with our own families when we create them. I 100% recommend this book to anybody. It doesn't matter if you want to be an actress. It doesn't matter if you want to be a community activist, or if you feel like you have or haven't got to the point where you want to do something else with your life. Like, there are so many gems inside of this book. And I am, again, grateful to my friend's mother for letting me read this book. I feel like it's definitely one of those life-changing books. I feel changed. I feel inspired. And I feel like I'm able to aspire to different things. And so that's, one of the things, of course, I always say about my love for reading is that you just find things that you did not know that you were gonna find. Different things will probably resonate with different people depending on where you are in your life. And that is the beautiful thing about books, the beautiful thing about reading. So as always, you guys, please subscribe, like, comment, and hit that little bell so you're notified every single time I post a new video. See you later.